No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You've got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Howdy.
Dude, let's go.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live from BroncoNationNews.com is presented by RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Western Collective Studios. Head down to Western Collective's locations in Garden City or downtown Boise to try some of their delicious beers, including the Horseshoe Golden Ale, the first beer to support an NIL collective. Now, here's four-time NSMA Idaho Sportswriter of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Greetings, Boise State fans, and welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina. It is a beautiful day today, and yes, you're wondering why are BJ and Johnny in Greensboro, North Carolina. Well, we are at the Grandover Resort and Spa today. Johnny, we came all the way to North Carolina to do today's show because I would not miss Johnny Ballgame getting awarded tonight the Idaho Sportscaster of the Year here in North Carolina. I am excited to be here. The Grandover Resort, just a tremendous, phenomenal spot here. They have two golf courses, as you saw. Tremendous spot here in Greensboro. A little muggy, a little hot today, Johnny, but inside they are getting set for the big event tonight, the NSMA Awards and National Convention, where yours truly, John Mallory, going to be honored with his first Idaho Sportscaster of the Year award tonight. And Johnny, so happy that BNN could be here today for this. And congratulations, man. It's already been a fun couple of days and going to be fun tonight.
Look at this smile, BJ, right? It's a good day. A lot of fun. The sights. And you guys, this place is absolutely beautiful. The North Carolina. I've never been out here before. And I don't know much about, broadcasting awards, but seeing the list of recipients of the NSMA Awards and seeing who's won it, then you're like, okay, well, if I can win that award, that's pretty sweet. I mean, Joe Buck, Kevin Harlan, Mike Tirico, who's here, who's at the bar last night having a blast, meeting and greeting everyone, BJ. And it's been a tremendous time networking, hanging out, talk to your dad. A couple of legends last night, Rob Raines and Dan Shaughnessy, like over in a corner talking baseball or something. I mean, you're talking Hall of Fame level sports writers. Of course, BJ forgot to say his dad's getting the Missouri Sports Writer of the Year award, while BJ getting the Idaho Sports Writer of the Year award. So a family connection there. And your family's out here. I brought my lovely mother with me. and it's going to be a heck of a day, man.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully you can hear us okay. If it sounds too loud, too low, let us know. We'll turn the mics up a little bit. Johnny, we kind of took over the cafe here, and so we appreciate them for behind us here. And you said yesterday you just saw Mike Tirico and guys just walking up and getting their coffee this morning. So you never know who's going to walk behind us here on the show the next half an hour.
Yeah, Mike Tirico came up yesterday, and my mother and I were eating a sandwich or something, and I was like, "Hey, Mike," and he came over and he introduced himself, and the first thing my mom says to him, she goes, "How was the peanut allergy? I was watching the Derby live. Were you okay?" And like, "Oh God, Mom." And Tirico's like, "Yeah, I know it was fine." But if you remember that whole deal with Mike Tirico, he's the Hall of Fame recipient this year. I think you said Joe Buck got the award last year.
Kevin Harlan has got in. There's been some big time guys.
Charles
on here,
Barkley.
Yeah,
I heard they were still saying stories at the bar last night about when Charles Barkley won the award and he was here and how he was holding court and met everybody. Like, this is a really cool event, man. I'm glad Beeler gave me one of these.
I was going to say he's won what 5, 6, 7 of these things.
I think it's 6 or 7.
So Bob allowed. I don't know how much you had to pay him this year,
yes,
but
thank you, Bob.
Bob allowed Johnny to win one, and so super excited, and it's cool to be out here. And does this classify as Tobacco Road, Johnny? I mean, we're in Greensboro. Where exactly are? I mean, North Carolina and Duke. You said tomorrow before you head out, that's going to be Johnny Ball Games. Tuesday is heading around and seeing UNC and Duke and everything else. There's a lot of college basketball and a lot of college athletics right here in this area.
This is. I mean, I don't want to offend like any Kentucky folk, but is this the capital of college basketball? And I don't know if Greensboro classifies as Tobacco Road. Anybody in the comments section, you guys could help us with that. But BJ, there's probably 15 respectable Division I men's college basketball programs within a mile radius? I mean, you even talk about the smallest of the small, like High Point. High Point is here in Greensboro. They went to the dance last year.
And they were in that tournament with Boise State down in the Cayman Islands last year. They got some big-time donors and alumni. They had like 2 planes they flew down there.
Yeah, I saw dudes hanging out at this place, which means you're doing pretty well for yourself wearing High Point gear.
Yeah, High Point apparently has a pretty wealthy alumni base.
I didn't even know they were from North Carolina.
Yeah.
But just this could be Tobacco Road. And,
well, you got Wake Forest and Duke and UNC and NC State, and I mean you go down the line with
UNC Greensboro,
Charlotte,
UNC Charlotte, High Point, and then there's several. UNC Wilmington, wherever that is that not too far away. There's a lot of good college basketball here, and you know me, like I'd like to see some Civil War stuff because I'm a history geek too, but I don't golf. I'm not going to lay by a pool all day. Like, what would John Mallory do in Tobacco Road for a day? Yeah, go sightseeing, see what I can see with college basketball to places I've never been. And that's probably my plan tomorrow. Heck yeah, BJ.
Jamie says absolutely not the basketball capital. That's Kentucky all day.
Yeah, I knew I would kind of irritate some Kentucky folk there because you say anything about
Don't
basketball.
forget Davidson as well as in North Carolina.
Keep them coming. I know there's so many legit college basketball programs in this area. It's absolutely remarkable, man.
It is pretty cool looking at these pictures and stuff. And I've been fortunate to come out to this event before when I won my first year, I believe. And it's pretty cool, Johnny. You mentioned just seeing Mike Tirico at the bar or Anish Shroff or some of these national folks. Ian Eagle, I believe, is going to be here, be honored tonight as well. They have the Missouri basketball coach Dennis Gates. I know my brother is fired up about that. He's winning an award tonight as well. So they're going to have
the Big House Gaines Award.
Yes,
there's several awards there, and Big House Gaines, look him up. Very famous HBCU basketball coach, one of the best at Winston-Salem State, which is again right here, another one of those college basketball programs that's right in these neck of the woods. That's had a lot of success.
So I mean, we'll be sharing the stage with some big time names tonight, Johnny. I mean, you've won. I know we're joking around about this and stuff, but this is pretty. I don't know why it took this long for you to win, man. This is a pretty cool deal, and you got your. You got your name tag there. I think I might have forgot mine. I don't know where I put them. Maybe they're in the bag. But you must have brought 2 sport coats because last night you had the casual business casual last night with the sport coat. I was impressed, man. You were kind of working the room a little bit.
I was, man. And I don't know anything about fashion, dude. I had a fashion coach that took me to a place in Boise and told me what looks cool. And a lot of people were like, oh, yeah, that's cool. So I went ahead and ran with that last night and got a suit for tonight. I don't wear suits, man. I had to buy a suit for this event. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not like a suit type of person. And so I'm going to be rocking a suit tonight. And I don't know when the last time I wore a suit for not a wedding would have been. Man.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be fun. Going to be a fun night. Happy to be here. We were kind of, did you rent a sport coat?
Yeah. Surf City Bill, get off it.
Well, you're down, 40? I mean, you're down a good amount of weight. I mean, that could be the reason. If you have your old sport coat, I guess it might have been too big.
That was the reason. It can't fit into my stuff.
Giant golf resort, even though you don't golf. Hey, we could have golfed. There's 2 courses. We're looking literally right outside the window right here at the putting green here.
You guys should see what we're looking at right now. It looks like Augusta National.
But I will say it's about 50 degrees cooler where we're sitting than 10 feet that way. The humidity is real here, man.
Like, it's not hot, but it's muggy. Like, it's not super hot, but you sweat.
Yeah.
Like, I was outside yesterday for 10 minutes walking around. I walk in, and it's like I took a shower. My head was completely wet. It's just not like that in Idaho, where you might feel the heat more, but it doesn't strike you. It doesn't penetrate like the heat does out here. First time I've been in it, and it's an experience. I could get used to it, though. I could do down south. I like it down here, man. This place is legit.
Speaking of losing weight, Johnny, the photo they used of me, I don't know if you saw it or not. That was about 40 pounds ago for myself as well.
My photo isn't better. Show it to the listeners.
I got to try to find where it is here.
Who looks dumber?
Or fatter or worse. Yeah, you look pretty good.
Worse?
Only Johnny. Everyone's wearing suit and ties, and there's Johnny in the Mountain West polo. Mountain West. Let's see, where's Idaho here? Am I on the wrong page? There it is.
I'm wearing a hoodie. What the F, man? Where did I didn't get the memo? What everybody else has a suit on in the entire program except the bumpkin from Idaho who somehow stumbled in the award because Beeler got sick and forgot to submit his application this year.
Well, at least you don't look like you have cheeks the size of
dude, BJ.
Yeah, I've dropped a few pounds. That's about 40 pounds ago right there.
Yeah,
so.
Congratulations, man. You look a lot better now.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Apparently, they just announced EA Sports bringing back a college basketball game now.
Oh, sweet. Not that I play video games anymore, but that'll be sweet for people to do.
Yep, NSMA is a BNN sweep. There you go. KTIK. Johnny, you're always smart with the marketing, man. You're always sporting the company polo around here, doing your networking there, the KTIK polo.
I don't have anything more cool to wear.
The bumpkin from Idaho. There you go.
In a hoodie. Like, where did they? I don't even know where they found that big. I don't.
Well, Johnny, the other big news we announced on Friday. It's been going great. I saw the Iron Eagle thing here with CBS Sports, but BNN now part of the. And we are going to talk Nate Potter. We're going to talk about this offense. We will get to that. We're just kind of having fun in the cafe here on a Monday, getting ready for a dinner tonight. So any random topics you guys have today, let us have them. But we will get to Nate Potter and what is his offense going to look like on our countdown to camp question today. But Johnny, 247 Sports, cool deal that we announced on Friday. This 75% off deal is not going to go much longer. So $26 is all it costs. And I wanted to tell folks maybe you missed Friday's show about it. I did misspeak a little bit, Johnny. I said you get the Paramount Plus subscription. You do, but you cannot do that with the 75% off deal. So you either have to pay the $9.99 a month if you want that, or the just pay for the full annual price, which is about $120, and that includes the Paramount Plus subscription. But you're basically getting 2 subscriptions for the price of one still, because it's about $10 for Paramount, $10 for this, and you're getting buy one get one free essentially if you do the full price. But if you don't care about the Paramount Plus right now, you will get that in a year if you start off with the 75% off deal. When it renews at the full price, then you get the Paramount Plus. But $26, Johnny, is all it takes. If you do have and I've gotten this email and question about 20 times. If you do have a BNN subscription, you can send me an email. I will prorate you what is left on your BNN subscription. I will give you a refund, and you can take that refund and go purchase a $26 247 Sports deal. But I'm telling you, do it now before they stop this deal, because it's not going to be going around much longer. We officially launch on Wednesday. That'll be Wednesday morning when you wake up. If you go to BroncoNationNews.com, it will redirect you to the 247/Boise State site, which we will start. Mike Prater just texted me. They'll have a column for me tonight for the first day of the site, Johnny. We're going to have some recruiting updates. Looking forward to this, and so appreciate everyone that has already subscribed, already jumped in. Big news on Friday, Johnny, and we're going to continue to do the show, continue to have you on and things like that. But on the website side, on the writing side, we're really excited to join 247 Sports. And if you're a college fan for the recruiting side of things, I know you guys have Brandon Huffman on your show a lot. Now, I've already been texting with him, and he got me 2 quarterback numbers that we're going to be writing about. I mean, just the resources and the folks that we now have on board with the Brandon Huffmans of the world and 247 Sports, now part of your a new BNN subscription. Hopefully, folks will subscribe today before they get rid of that 75% off deal. They might hold on until Wednesday when we start. I'm not sure. It could get cut off at any point. So $26 full year. Help us out. Go subscribe at right now. You can go to broncocountry.com. Just go to broncocountry.com. You can subscribe there, and then it will redirect and become a subscription for us here in a couple days.
For Ball Talk, are they going to have to be a subscription holder?
Well, you know the answer to that. So yes, yes, you do. That is one of the things we are doing. Is a couple of the shows on BNN are going to go subscriber only. Because Johnny and Mike Sanford are hard bargainers here.
We want to be compensated for a show we do for him. Yeah.
They want to get paid to do a show at 8:00 at night when they're off the clock on an evening. It's crazy thought. But we were trying something new this year. So if you want to be watching Johnny and watching Sanford on Ball Talk, that is going to be subscriber only this year. We'll give you a private YouTube link, to be watched. If you'd like to be a part of that. So, Johnny, I know you and Sanford, we're going to switch the night up. I believe it's going to be Wednesday nights this year. So you don't have to have Monday Night Football going on at the same time or Thursday Night Football going on at the same time. But I know you and Sanford are excited to kind of take Ball Talk to another level this year. And that's going to be subscriber only, which means a little less viewership, maybe a more chance for the subscribers to get their questions and things read and heard. Yep,
we're going to take it to a different level in that regard. Absolutely. We know the audience is going to shrink dramatically. We're okay with that. It's going to be more not necessarily a round table, but the viewers are going to have a lot more input, almost like there's going to be a chalk talk session with Coach Sanford where he's going to be at the dry erase board, if you will, with the technology where he is going to break down plays with Boise State, and he's going to show you exactly how they happen, film session, and you guys are going to be able to ask Coach, what happened on this play or that play, and you're going to get a Harvard level quarterback education, coach education answer, and that's what's going to separate Ball Talk. And I'm looking forward to doing another year. And yes, I asked for a raise, and Uncle BJ came through.
Well, he says Rob says I was a 247 Sports member many years ago. I'm now back because of Bronco Nation News. Don't screw this up, BJ. Looking forward to it. Going to be a lot of fun. And again, $26 right now. Take advantage of that. It's like $2 a month. And the recruiting coverage you get, I was already on there, Johnny, reading some of the recruiting stuff that's now included. And this includes a VIP message board where, yes, Mike Prater has agreed to make a couple posts in the message board. That could be fun because I know they love him. I know they love him over there.
That's going to go well. I can't wait to read those comments.
We might get you in there. I told you I might add a couple bucks to your paycheck if we can get Johnny in the VIP subscriber only message board, getting a discussion going here and there. No, Dylan, Johnny does not only get paid in Taco Bell gift cards for Ball Talk, but we could throw a couple of those in there maybe.
My relationship with Taco Bell, it's not an endorsement, guys. It's a testimonial. I love Taco Bell.
Well, the Nicolason family are great people, and Taco Bell does great things, and it is great. So, we'll throw you a couple Taco Bell gift cards if that's what it takes. But subscribe today, 247 Sports. We launch on Wednesday. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to start that on Wednesday. And again, it's just right now you can go to broncocountry.com. That's the easiest way to sign up, and then you can get your information and get signed up. And then on Wednesday morning, that will become our logo, and we'll take it over there, start and stretch. Let's talk a little Boise State football, Johnny. We've had our fun and games here for too long. Rowpaint.com is our title sponsor, though. We would not be here in North Carolina, would not be doing shows like this, would not have a Bronco Nation News if not for Rowpaint.com. So support the title sponsor, folks, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. It is Rowpaint.com. All your painting needs, interior, exterior painting, all that good stuff. Make sure you hit them up at Rowpaint.com. We mentioned the Nicolason family, SON Management Group, Taco Bell. Check them out at TacoBellWorks.com. If you're looking to get out and get some Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. And we appreciate them. The food is great at Taco Bell, and you have all kinds of options and things. And my kids, they have all this great food, and my kids just like the good old cheesy roll-ups. So Taco Bell, check them out online at TacoBellWorks.com. And if you're applying for a job or want some more information on that, hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile e-branch online banking right there in your smartphone. Hit up Idaho Central Credit Union online at ICCU.com. Hey, if you want to get out to Roaring Springs, Jackson's and Extra Mile by Jackson's can help save you up to $32 on tickets. That's right. Just buy 2 Coca-Cola products at Jackson's or Extra Mile, and you get $8 off a ticket at Roaring Springs. You can use that up to 4 times, save up to $32. So if you're heading out to Roaring Springs, make sure you stop first by Jackson's. Hey, Snake River Pool and Spa, Patio and Game. TheSpaTeam.com is their website. They got locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. They've been around since 1978. Of course, they're also part of that Boise State home team. So you're looking for a sauna, a spa, maybe that pool table or a dartboard for the game room. They got you covered. View all their awesome options. They're online at TheSpaTeam.com. And it is a blue and orange store Monday here. Travis Hawks and Company. I don't know, Johnny, if you saw the photo that Jay Tuss posted. They now have the store up and running, or I don't know if it's officially up and running, but it's at least going, and they're getting it ready right there at the inside the Hall of Fame, the wall of hats they have there. I saw the Ashton Genty jerseys. It's crazy, but the blue and orange store now inside the Hall of Fame, inside Albertson Stadium, inside Extra Mile Arena. Your official in-venue provider of Boise State merchandise is the blue and orange store. So go check them out at the Hall of Fame, and you can check them out at the Boise Town Square Mall as well. And congratulations, Travis Hawks and Company. Big things going there at the blue and orange store. Johnny, any sightings yet of any celebrities or anything here in the lobby yet? Give us the update here.
No, I don't see any of the big name sports writers or broadcasters that you speak of just yet, BJ. Maybe they're on the golf course, and I think like there's symposiums and stuff.
I was asking you if you're going to go listen to any of the events today.
Absolutely, man.
You can hear. I figured the Mike Tirico one would be one you'd probably want to go see.
Yeah, the coverage you have. The sports media convergence.
Yep, they have the list in here. I'm trying to find who's talking when, but
you have all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check that stuff out. I mean, wouldn't you guys? Whatever line of work you're in, if you go to a cool convention and some of the people who have done what you do.
I mean, Ken Rosenthal's doing a sports writing. I mean,
seriously,
I'm going to go listen to that for an hour. Hear about sports reporting with Ken Rosenthal. Mike Tirico is doing an hour-long session. Yes.
Man, I get to go there and sit and get advice from Mike Tirico, and I'm not bringing my lovely mother with that one.
There you go. At 2:30, Ask the Pros with
Mike
Lydia
Tirico.
Craver and Mike Tirico, NBC Sports there. Dan Shaughnessy and Ken Rosenthal at 1:30 from the Boston Globe
might be
and the Athletic.
For my money, no disrespect to Rob Raines, though, one of the great American sports writers of the 20th century, what he did with the Boston Globe. Dan Shaughnessy, I know a lot of you guys probably remember that name or have seen him. I ran into him last night, talked to him, and these guys are really, really nice, and it's so much fun. But yeah, that's what we're doing all day, just going to all these workshops and stuff. And
see, we're not golfing, we're workshopping, we're networking, we're improving our craft, going to these summits here, so we can better ourselves. We're doing it for the viewers.
For the viewers.
Yeah, we're doing it for the viewers.
Always trying to get better every day.
Well,
right?
This Boise State offense also trying to get better this year, Johnny. What a segue. Coming in, I saw they were 22nd, by the way, in the EA Sports offense going into the season this year. They ranked them as a top 25 offense in college football. EA Sports. Nate Potter taking over as offensive coordinator, and I think we're at question 10. I don't know the exact number of the question or topic today, but we're talking Nate Potter, this offense. How does it change? How is it different? Nate Potter in the offense here in 2025.
I mean, are you going to see, I guess I'll start with more screen passes, BJ? Like, are you going to get outside more? Dirk Cutter didn't like the screen game. Maybe Nate does. Bush loved the screen game the year before, and it worked. So maybe Nate Potter has more Bush-Hamden screen game philosophies than Dirk did. I understand, because on paper, you guys, I think this could be maybe the number 22 offense, like EA Sports is saying, because on paper, you have Sire Gaines and you have Chris Marshall and you got some dudes, dude. But this game isn't played on paper, as you and I know so well. Probably less than 10 times total we saw Chris Marshall and Sire Gaines practice once the season started. It's just those guys weren't out there. But if they are, right? Like, this could be the number 22 offense on paper. You throw those guys in. Like, if you're going to use this team in EA Sports college football this year, I'm going to play with Boise State. Sire Gaines is going to be bitching in that game, in my opinion. And Chris Marshall's going to be probably, let's be honest, a hell of a lot better than he should be. Chris Marshall is going into, I believe, his 5th year of college football this year, and we're still waiting because he was that good in high school. We're still waiting for him to be good 5 years later. Chris Marshall's never put together a decent season except 1 year in JUCO for a half a season.
Yeah.
But in the video game, hey, he's tall, he's fast, he's got great hands, he's got all the intangibles. I can see how Boise State could be ranked in that regard, BJ.
Now, in Nathan Carroll's article, sorry to cut you off, John. You can go in Nathan Carroll's article, which will get posted here after the show to BroncoNationNews.com. He notes that Nate Potter, when he started his career at Boise State, he had to replace a legend in Ryan Clady. And now here he is starting his offensive coordinator tenure here at Boise State, has to replace a legend in Dirk Cutter. So not the first time Nate Potter's had big shoes to fill coming in. If you remember him taking over after Ryan Clady departed for the NFL. And what do we know about Nate Potter? What do you still need to find out about him as a play caller? I mean, we all heard about him sitting up in the box and listening to Dirk and doing all this, and that worried me at the beginning because I just thought, okay, it's going to be the same old offense, run to the right, run to the left, run back to the right again. And I know it worked very well with Ashton Genty, but I personally, Johnny, thought the offense was a little basic, I guess you could say, last year. I'd like to see a little more downfield passing, a little more trick plays, a little more just variety, and not even the trick plays. It's a little more variety in the offense is what I would like to see personally. And I know when you say it, when you have Ashton Genty, why would you do anything different? I understand that. I just thought the offense was a little basic last year, and I one of my big hopes, and when I heard it was Nate Potter, my first thought was, it's going to be more of the same next year. He's a offensive lineman. He's coaching tight ends. He learned under Dirk. But then it's like, you know what? No, everything we hear is that he wants to open it up a little bit. He wants to be 50-50 run pass, and he wants to get creative. And we were there, Johnny, the very first play of spring practice. They ran a double pass there on the indoor. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to get back to the old days where they run a trick play once a drive. But I am excited and hopeful, very hopeful, that this offense is a little more multiple and a little more creative than what we saw last year.
And talk about, like, replacing legends. Like you mentioned, Nate Potter replaced the player Ryan Clady.
The straw.
Sorry, brother.
Thank you.
The player Ryan Clady. And then, he has to replace Dirk Cutter as OC. Think of like Brian Harsin. He replaced Chris Peterson as OC. And then he replaced Chris Peterson as head coach. Imagine that. That's Boise State. You replace legends and you better be good, or it's an Andy Avalos situation, unfortunately, the way that all didn't work out. But for me and Nate Potter, BJ, Dirk Cutter and Chris Peterson, I think, are different in gadget philosophies, trick play philosophies, and whatnot. And I also get the Ashton factor. Every time that dude touched the ball last year, on average, was 8-9 yards. Every time. I think if you throw in the receiving numbers, every time he touched the ball, it was 8 yards. Why would you get away from that? Why get cute? I mean, to show off a little, maybe, to impress the fans. Hell yeah. We all love trick plays, but it was just like, I just don't need to do that. We're playing Fresno, San Jose State. We're playing whoever. Let's just let Genty take care of this. Nate Potter doesn't have that luxury, so he won't be able just to do that. But also, Nate Potter comes from, in my mind, the greatest artist of the execution of a gadget or trick play, or I don't even want to call them trick plays. Where they not trick, but deception.
Sure,
deception. No coach has ever been better, in my opinion, than Chris Peterson. The best, when to call it, what to call, find out which wide receivers can throw the ball really, really well, and then use them. He did it at Washington too. He's great at it. And if Nate Potter is more Coach Pete in that regard than Dirk Cutter was, then yeah, Boise State might get a little glitz and glamour back into some of the offense. And I think this year, I think you're going to need to do that. They didn't have to lean on Mad Dog last year. They have to lean on Mad Dog this year, and that's going to be, for me, the number one storyline with this offense this year. Can Maddox Madsen, can this offense operate being Mad Dog's offense, and obviously, and not Genty's?
And that's going to be tough when you have the receiving core that they do. I mean, you feel pretty good about a couple of those guys, but I think it's fair to have plenty of questions about the wide receiver group after you lose a Cam Camper, a Prince Strawn, and an Austin Bolt. I mentioned Latrell Capels you feel really good about.
Wow.
You mentioned Chris Marshall being a wild card. I mean, he was a third-team Phil Steele preseason player, Johnny. I mean, that's crazy.
He got 3 balls, man.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I don't know if that says more about him or the lack of wide receivers in this conference that he's
it's just the
third
love of
team, but
the high school star that Chris Marshall was. It's like you're a star in high school, a
But-
5-star. It's like, in a sense, that never leaves you.
Yeah.
Everybody still wants to fix it. It's the pretty girl. She's always going to get a date. I don't care what baggage she's bringing to the table. She's hot. Someone's going to ask her out. That's how I look at 5-star kids in college football. Like, they just keep going, and everybody still wants them. And let's see if Chris Marshall is one of those, or if, what did I say, the 5th year of college football, 4th or 5th year he's playing college football, it's finally going to pop.
Yeah.
You like what Latrell's going to bring to the table.
Chase Penry, kind of a
Yeah, that's a wild card. Can
Yeah.
Chase Penry pop and be what? Have an Austin Bolt year last year?
But
I don't know.
now Cam Bates needs to be a guy that goes from
Wow.
what did he have 8 catches or something last year or whatever it was, and then maybe not even that much. He did a lot of his stuff in the fly sweeps and stuff to a guy that
They really
needs
need
30,
Cam
40
Bates.
catches out of Cam Bates this
They
year.
really need Cam Bates this year. If Marshall's not going to be available, Penry's going to be hurt. Again, you can count on Latrell. I think he's going to get you 40-plus balls, maybe even 50. I think you're going to have a decent year from Latrell Capels. But a couple of the other guys, I think you're really, in my opinion, you're really going to miss Prince. That was the dude. If there's a guy that would have popped this year, it would have been him. He
We kept
would have
waiting
been
for it all year,
your
man.
one. I've been on Prince since Andy Avalos came up to me on a practice. Only time Andy's ever talked to me in my life. He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, ballgame, come here. How about that guy?" And I looked over and he pointed at Prince Strong. That was right when he showed up. And I was like, okay. And we're going to see dun, 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 dun. You know what song I'm singing?
The USC fight song?
And it's going to be freaking Prince Strong in the end zone, and Boise State fans going to be like, we could have made that happen. If Austin Bolt's not with this program and Prince Strong still is, Prince probably isn't leaving, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if Prince,
In terms of NIL money with
yeah, but what bugged Prince was he didn't see enough action. He wanted to play more, and he was a part of a rotation and whatnot. I think that's really what bugged Prince. If he could have been convinced that he's going to lead this team in targets, I think he would have stayed, man. But because he liked it here,
Yeah.
Prince was cool, man. Yeah, but as far as the receiver room, I know I'm going off on another rant, but I think they're really going to miss Prince Strong, man.
I will say this though, like Phil Steele talks to these coaches. Like
Every
the
one
fact,
of them.
The fact that he has, like, when he puts something in there and it makes you go, really? Like, that makes me think that Spencer Danielson really believes in Chris Marshall this year.
He has to, right? If he did, right? I mean,
he's telling something to Phil Steele for Phil Steele to put him third team.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy that, BJ. I'll buy that.
I'm not really sure I buy it, but I think Spencer Danielson must buy it. I'll say that. But Matt Lauder, obviously, I mean, do you see the tight ends? We're talking about what's this offense going to look like. Nate Potter, being a tight ends coach, has one of the best tight ends in the country in Matt Lauder. I mean, Matt Lauder, we all believe, has a really strong chance of leading this team in catches. What do you have, 49 catches last year or something? I mean, he was right at about 50 catches. What's is it just a lot of passes to the tight end? Or, I mean,
he does have Nate Potter in his corner.
That's what I'm saying.
That.
Yeah.
Matt Lauder, I expect to lead the team in targets. I expect him to lead the team in receiving yards and catches, and probably receiving touchdowns too. I imagine I want to go on Idaho Sports Talk and BNN after this season and say Matt Lauder is the best tight end in Boise State history statistically. And if you want to say just overall, I know Jeb Putzier and a couple other really good players they've had have went through here, but I think Matt Lauder's on that track to be known as if you're doing an all-time team, an all 100-year Boise State team, Matt Lauder could be there with the Kellens, with the Ashtons, with the Cladys, with the studs of studs, the all-time Boise State team. I think Matt Lauder could make that. And I don't know if I would say that about anybody else on this current roster, that they're the best that Boise State has ever had at that position, right? I don't know if you can say that about anybody else on this team, but I think you might be able to say it about Matt Lauder. So, yes, huge year for him. I expect Lauder to be full-on beast mode. I expect him to have an attitude, too. I want to see more. Matt Lauder, if you're watching this, I want to see you show up to more press conferences with wearing a hoodie and no shirt underneath.
And the chain
and
dangling down.
The hoodie halfway down.
He had that one time.
Chain.
He showed up one time
Throw
like that.
some sunglasses on it this year. Like, be a badass, man. You are. And, like, he went from a kid, like a rosy-cheeked kind of just kid, and then he showed up one day and he was a beast. And yeah, I want to see him showing up to more press conferences. With, if I looked like that, I wouldn't wear a shirt very often. Yeah, just put a little hoodie on and zip it up.
There's
halfway.
a reason Ashton Genty warmed up shirtless. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to see it, but I think if you're looking at who's the real, true American badass on this football team, I think Matt Lauder is going to be in that. He's invited to that combine.
Yep, no doubt. And him and Mad Dog are going to have quite the connection. What do you the comments are rolling in. We'll get to some here, but what do you want to see from Nate Potter? Did you like the hire? Do you not like the hire? Your thoughts on Nate Potter as the OC, and what do you want to see from this offense? And what do you think you'll see? Is it going to look a lot like last year? Or is it going to look different than last year's offense? Let us know your thoughts on Nate Potter as we are live from the NSMA Awards National Convention here in Greensboro, North Carolina. A couple more sponsors I want to thank real quick. Lithia Ford of Boise. Inspected, dissected, and corrected. When you buy a pre-owned vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise, you can know that their pre-owned pride has you ready to go, and you're not going to have any issues with your vehicle after you get it off the lot. The Rains family bought our F-150 used from Lithia, and the process was awesome, and you will as well think it's great. So they're supporting a lot of athletes, coaches, staff with vehicles. So return the favor. We're talking Matt Lauder. He's got a vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise and Jim Sturk. So return the favor next time you're looking to buy that car or truck. Do it at Lithia Ford of Boise. Hey, Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher. When you buy or sell a home with Matt, you get to meet everybody in the picture there. First-class customer service every step of the way. Appreciate Matt for his continued support of BNN. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, I know everybody has 5 friends or family members in this town that are realtors, but you can do no better than Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. We bought and sold our home using Matt and his team, and it was a tremendous experience. So check them out online, BauscherRealEstate.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. I know Johnny loves that Kuna location. Get down there, shopridleys.com. You can find a location near you and download their Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line at Ridley's Family Markets. Hey, transportation compliance service. If you're looking for a job, want to get into the trucking industry, maybe you haven't thought about it, but you should, and they can help you with the paperwork, DOT, overweight, all the different permits and things you need to get out there, towing that first load in no time. It's a local company based in the Treasure Valley, helping out folks all over the world. I know they signed up Jason Witten's RV. They've got some other folks they've signed up recently. So transportation compliance service. Get more information online at transcompservice.com. And hey, if you like something on the show, didn't like something on the show, let us know. Speakpipe.com/BNN. You can leave us a voicemail, and the Signature Roofing voice inbox will play it on an upcoming show. And that's brought to you by our friends over at Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, all your roofing needs, hit up mysignatureroofing.com. And Johnny, we will have the RJ Keene show presented by Signature Roofing starting up here with the switch over as well to 247 Sports in the near future. So
think he can get Jelly one time on the RJ Keene show? You think RJ can pull Jelly Roll on one appearance? I bet he might be able to.
That would have to be subscriber only for sure.
Okay, we'll make it because RJ Keene, I mean, he has the contact info. I bet RJ Keene might be able to pull that off.
Yeah, he might be able to. Hey, Mr. Buchanan watching. He says another great informative show. I know Mr. Buchanan was pumped, Johnny, to hear about the Butler game. He's going to get to go see Javen play an hour or two from home there in Indiana. That's going to be pretty cool for him. And I was trying to explain to my kids the history of that arena. I'm just hoping I can get there because the football Mountain West Championship game is the night before. Yep. So if that's a night game, I can maybe get to Indianapolis. I mean, who would ever?
It is a night game, right? It's a Friday night.
No, they haven't announced the time yet for basketball. But if the basketball game's at night, me and Bob can maybe get on a morning flight bright and early on Saturday and get out to Hinkle.
I hope that's the case, man.
Has Bob called the game at Hinkle Fieldhouse?
I don't believe he has, man. But Bob's been everywhere. I want to say maybe he has at some point. The only thing is Bob looked this up. Every game Butler has hosted in the month of December, okay, around that time has been like a noon, 1 p.m. tip. So you and Beeler are going to have to figure, you guys might have to rent a PJ. You might have to have a buddy just fly you to Indiana to cover.
There could be the red eye. There's a red eye, I think.
Okay.
There's a midnight red eye on Delta, I think. Maybe.
So statistically speaking, I think that game's going to be Saturday afternoon. But that'll be fun for Boise State fan if they're celebrating another Mountain West championship with the expectations of getting back to the playoff. And then you play Butler in a game that it's one of those games that you're going to talk about every day in February and March when you go over the resume every day with this basketball team if they're in that position, BJ. And you'll say, oh, the win at Butler. Oh, loss at Butler. It's one of those games that you would think comes back. I mean, that's a legit Big East team.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be a fun game. They're putting a nice schedule together. Looking forward to that as well. But we are here, Johnny. Tomorrow, is it Duke or UNC? If you only could pick, you're going to try to do both. But if you could get into one court tomorrow, if you had 1 hour to look at their Hall of Fame, to walk into their historic arena and look at the different things they've got. I've done the one at Duke. I'm going to brag. My dad actually wrote, I don't know if you know this or not, my dad wrote a book. He, what do they call it? Ghostwriting. He basically wrote the book for the old Duke women's coach.
Wow.
Joanne McCauley, I think was her name. So when I won this award a couple of years ago, my dad called her up, and one of the managers for the Duke women's team took me and Karen around, and Coach K was doing his summer, these summer camps with kids or whatever. And in the main gym, Coach K was speaking to the kids at the camp, and we peeked in a little bit and got to see in there. And Cameron Indoor, Johnny, I would think, I know Michael Jordan at UNC and all the history
That's
there,
kind of the thing,
but Cameron Indoor, man, to walk into that place and see the baskets that hang down from the ceiling still and how small that place actually is. We did see Duke. It was pretty cool. If we have time tomorrow, maybe it's UNC, but if you only have 1 hour before your flight tomorrow, Johnny, are you choosing Duke or UNC?
I think I would have to choose North Carolina because my whole life I've been more North Carolina. I've been the anti-Duke guy. I was always I celebrated when Duke lost. I did. I wanted to see them lose. I was with every time Duke loses on the road, the court gets stormed every single time. And I was happy those times. I would go to North Carolina, the Hall of Fame. I want to see Jordan. That's funny. That reminded me of something that your mom told me last night at the dinner. BJ's mom, Sally, my mom, Patsy, they were talking about the kids growing up. And my mom was asking BJ's mom about, what it was like being like the wife of a full-time sports writer, baseball sports writer, national sports writer, gone all the time. BJ's dad traveled with the Cardinals for decades. But she said that BJ and his son, Mike, they went to every single Cardinals home game. Everyone for years and years. Maybe they missed 3, maybe 6, but there's 81 home games. BJ's brother, I think she said, took his first step in Busch Stadium. She brought packed lunches every single day. She wouldn't let you guys eat hot dogs every day because you were there every day and it was expensive, but I didn't know that about it. I knew you spent a lot of time at the ballpark, but your mom said he went to a baseball game every single day from when he was 2 to 13 every day.
And the old Busch Stadium, man, I knew where you could sneak around too to get into some cool areas, the back area by the batting cages and all the indoor stuff like that, and the family lounge where you could sneak in and
were you popular in school?
You say hi to the usher. We actually had one of my birthday parties. I got us on the field to play baseball at Busch Stadium. The old Busch Stadium. We had a birthday party. We got to go in the clubhouse in the locker room, and Mark McGuire's bat was just sitting there, and they're all kissing it, and they were cool. And you probably don't remember this. There was a guy that was trying to fly around the world nonstop in a hot air balloon. Do you remember this?
No.
There was a guy, Steve Fawcett. He tragically passed away, but it was him and Richard Branson, the Virgin. Remember the Virgin Air? Is that Richard Branson? Isn't that the Virgin? The guy from Virgin, whatever the company is, Virgin. I think it's Virgin Airlines or Virgin whatever. Anyway, these two guys going back and forth. Who was going to be the first guy that could do it, to go around the world nonstop in a hot air balloon? And because of the time of year, because of the wind pattern and all this stuff, this Steve Fawcett guy chose to take off his hot air balloon from center field of Busch Stadium. And he had his war team in a college in St. Louis, where they had all of his meteorologists and all of his people, mission control, whatever you call it. Anyway, long story short, he was setting up and had the balloon out there in center field and was leaving a couple days later, right after my birthday. So we went out there and got to see the actual top of the balloon wasn't blown up, but his what do they call it? The bottom. Anyway, long story short.
Would you do a hot air balloon?
No.
I would never go
Nope.
up.
We saw one in Boise the other day, and my kids were talking about it, and they wouldn't even do it.
No way, man. No thanks. No thanks.
I've seen some videos of them not going too well. No
way, dude. No way, man.
Would you skydive? Because we were going out to my son's baseball tournament in Caldwell the other day, and I saw the sky down skydiving. I went with Joey Jenkins one time and watched him do it.
Joey did it?
Joey did it.
He's a wuss.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was when you had moved back to LeGrand.
Probably.
There was some sort of thing it was like on a Memorial Day, I think it was, or 4th of July or some holiday on a Monday, and Joey either lost a bet or won a bet or something, and so he did it. And I went out there and watched him do it to support him, and I thought, no chance. I wouldn't even take Johnny, I don't love flying. Okay, I've got to have a couple libations sometimes to fly.
Yeah.
Seeing tomorrow that there's going to be storms all over the Midwest doesn't have me too excited already to be flying home. But which is crazy for how much I fly. But yeah, I have a cocktail or two, nothing crazy before I head out. But I wouldn't even fly in the little tiny plane that takes you up to skydive.
Yeah,
the little tiny like propeller plane that looks like the.
So you wouldn't bungee jump either.
No chance.
Okay, just none of that thrill seeking.
No chance.
Would you parasail? That's when you're on the boat and you're up in the air.
Yep.
It's like you're flying, but you're over water.
And you're attached to the rope with
that would scare the hell out of me too, man.
That's the closest I would get of all the things.
Roller coaster?
The basic ones, very basic.
But what if it was the scariest roller coaster on the world? I would probably do that.
And Karen does. So we'll get the video from the bottom. Have fun. Yeah, Karen, my wife does that, but not me.
Dang. Okay.
Nope. No chance. I'm a wuss when it comes to that kind of stuff. You seem like you would be the.
I would maybe skydive, but no, man.
How much could we raise some money for you to do it? The BNN community steps up. If we hit a number for charity or something, would you? I
would only do it. I would only accept it because I can pay for it myself. I would only accept it if it does go to, if some of the money goes to a charity of my choice. Like if you guys pay for me to skydive, but also say match it with a charitable donation, I would do it.
Did you hear that? It has to match it. He wants some of the money for himself too, but give half the money to the charity.
I'll skydive for free, but you need to give it to a charity. It's not what I mean.
You said match it
for it. I meant, hey, I might even match it. Let's just figure it out. But that's not here.
Ashley Jones says she did it with skydiving in Caldwell. It's fun, she said. So anybody out there, what would you throw? What would you throw in for charity to get John Mallory to skydive out in Caldwell? Is there any chance Prater would do it too?
No, Prater already declined. He went there and he wouldn't even get in the plane.
So he was going to do it.
He signed up, went out with his wife, showed up to Skydown, and he wouldn't get in the plane, like you said. He was scared of the airplane.
You see, dude. You see these guys, and nothing against the staff out there, but they, you never know how certified they are, what they were doing last night, how late they were up. You don't know, but wait till ball game finds out he has to survive the dunking booth to get the award tonight. So,
ouch. This is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be a great day. I want to take some time real quick, man. She left already, damn it. But I brought my mother.
I know. I almost said something. I wasn't sure if you wanted her to come on camera or not.
Yeah, I brought my mother here.
She's probably around the corner.
If she's still watching, I just want to shout out. I brought her because just nobody's been more in my corner, my life, than my mother. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. I lost my dad a few years ago, had some other tragic events that have happened in my family, and my mom's always had my back, and to get something like this, and for her to see that and all that, it was an easy decision to bring her. And, when a lot of people probably didn't think I was going to do much in this business, my mom always did, man. She always supported me, always had my back, and always believed in me. So, good stuff, man. It's going to be a great
she
day.
Even wants you to do more. I heard she was pushing for you to get back to do some more play-by-play somehow. She was working the room trying to continue to network for you last night.
You should hear her ideas for talk radio and play-by-play. She's become a producer over the years, like I'm sure Karen and your mother has.
Hey, I've never met anybody that doesn't like Patsy. I'll just say that, man.
Thanks, man.
That's really cool that you wanted to bring her and that she came and got both my parents here as well. And cool. We're trying to find out, Johnny. I mean, there's been some father-son combos that have won, but in the same year to both get. We're trying to find out. No one has been able to let us know. But Rob Raines, dad, winning Missouri Sportswriter of the Year, and this is his first award. I don't know how it took, 30 plus years for him to win one. That was ridiculous, but glad that he got one now.
This is your dad's first
of this award. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's in the St. Louis Hall of Fame.
He is in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. St. Louis Media Hall of Fame, Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. But but a lot of this goes to beat writers and stuff. And he, at the big paper in town, and he hasn't been doing that for 20 plus years. He's been mostly writing books and doing different things. So it wasn't like he was technically, probably the top candidate from that standpoint. But
for sure.
But yeah, if you want to go longevity or the books and things that he's written, certainly he'd be right up there. But yeah, there was a couple others. The Durhams. I know West Durham.
He's here.
Yeah, his son, I believe, is also one, or maybe him and his dad. I forget the pecking order there. But I know the Durhams, and I believe there's a couple others that maybe have won at some point. But to be same year, when he called me and he said, "Hey, congratulations again on winning," I said, "Thank you." And he goes, "I don't know how you want to handle this, but I got the Missouri Sportswriter also at the last name reigns. Do we want to let him know that he won too?" And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So we did a 3-way call, and I got to tell my dad that he won. So that was pretty cool. So
that is nice, man. That's going to be a fun moment. I wonder if they'll mention that at this ceremony tonight, just kind of throw it out there that we have another father-son. What, the Bucks, the Eagles? I'm trying to think of
I don't know if the Reigns necessarily are in that the level of the Eagles and the Bucks and some of the other the Durhams and everybody else on there. But it's pretty cool. It's very cool. Happy for my dad and he's a couple years away. He's kind of semi-retired, I guess you could say. He's still working and doing some things, but I think he's a couple years away from getting close to completely shutting it down. And I'll be happy when he does that. But he can't get away, man. I don't know how if you're going to be able to, but
his dad still goes to every Cardinal home
No,
game.
He doesn't go to every game. But he goes to, definitely day games and like maybe first game of the series and stuff. But he doesn't go to every single game. But he still goes to a good number of games and gets there and does the interviews, 4 hours before the game. And he still does all that. So he just loves it being around the ballpark, man, smelling the popcorn and the green grass. And he just can't totally give it away. He doesn't need the money or anything. He just can't stop wanting to come around. So, cool. And yeah, that they were able to, he's actually leaving tomorrow after this to go down to the Cardinals single A affiliate in Jupiter, Florida to watch some games down there and write some stories in the minor leagues. He's going straight to he's already been in the AAA, the AA the last couple of weeks. He's making a tour of the minor leagues this summer, and he's going to their spring training home, I think low A or something down rookie league down there. So.
How many big league ballparks has your
We should have had him come maybe tomorrow morning. He's still going to be here tomorrow morning. What time do you leave?
I'm here tomorrow. I'm here all day tomorrow.
Maybe we should get Rob Raines to come on with us tomorrow.
I was suggesting that. Like, let's get all three of us. That'd be great because your dad went to all those ballparks that no longer exist.
Oh, my dad, he was at the Joe Carter walk-off in the World Series.
What?
He was at all these. He's got all kinds of stories. I mean, they're for like 15, 20 years. He was at every All-Star game, every World Series game, all the big playoff games. Like he was with USA Today. They have Bob Nightingale now.
They were huge. Then, USA Today sports page.
It was. They had baseball. Badass. He wrote for. It was called Baseball Weekly. It was like a weekly magazine that came out. You could go buy it anywhere. It was Baseball Weekly, and he was the main National League writer for that for a number of years. So he traveled all over the place, All-Star games. I got to go to a couple All-Star games, and I still pains me, Johnny, but we're talking about being in cool places, going to games. I forget. It was I think it was the Pittsburgh All-Star game, so it would have been in the early 90s.
Yes.
I have either a ball or a program or something, I forget, but I somehow was sitting in like the area where the families wait, because we're waiting, for the reporters and also the players, whatever. And literally Bonds, whoever would have been in the 93 All-Star game.
Barry Bonds was
Ripken.
Was he a Pirate or a Giant yet? It was one of the two.
Either way, you think about the 93 All-Star game, and if you go look it up, I bet you there's 15 Hall of Famers.
Easy. Tony Gwynn, Griffey.
Would Cal Ripken have been in that game? I don't know.
Yes.
And I had something that was probably worth, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars signed. I forget if it was a ball or it might have been a program. I think it was a program for the World Series or for the All-Star game. Basically, as they came out to greet their families, I was like one of the only hackers in this room getting autographs, and I lost it at some point. We've lived in a lot of different places over the years, and I lost it. But
Griffey Jr. Like you saw Griffey Jr. right when you were a kid, and he signed your thing.
Wow. Would have had to have been. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Yep. I got Mark McGwire's autograph one time, and the pen didn't work, and I started crying.
How old were you in the summer of '98?
I was 13.
Yeah, that's
12,
perfect
13,
age for that. Yeah. That's one of the great baseball summers. That's probably the best baseball summer of our lifetime. Like our parents will probably have another summer, but the summer of '98, and there wasn't the internet, dude. And if there was, you didn't go there to get your sports information, man. You went to a radio, or you went home to watch Sports Center, or you picked up a phone and like called a friend or something. We just didn't have the technology. But I remember the summer of '98, whatever we're doing throughout the day, you run home at night and you watch Sports Center to see if Mark McGwire or Sammy Sosa hit one out. And most nights they did, and some nights they both did. And that summer, because Griffey was in that race.
Yeah,
Griffey finished with 56 that year, but he got hurt and slowed down. Finished with 56. If Griffey doesn't get hurt, he might have hit 10 more that year. That's 66, maybe even more. That was one of the great summers I remember. And of course, you were right there.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Louis going to every game.
Being in the stadium, they had a little tracker, McGwire, Sosa. And like when you'd be in the stadium, like I remember like the last couple weeks of the season when Sosa would hit one to take the lead or to tie, and they'd update the board at Busch Stadium. Sammy Sosa just went deep. I think he hit his 65th, it was 66. 66 was what Sosa finished with, right?
Yep.
They were tied. They were tied at 65, I think, going into the last weekend. And I want to say on a Friday, and maybe I'm a little off here. Somebody can let me know. But that last week at some point, it was tied, and Sosa actually hit one to go ahead, 66-65. And I was at the game when they did that, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, whatever. And I want to say, like, his very next at bat, McGwire just launched one to tie it right back up, and the place was going crazy. And then I think McGwire hit 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday to finish with 70.
And never gave it up again.
Yeah, in the last 2 games of the season, I think he hit 4 home runs. I think he hit 2 on Saturday, 2 on the last game on Sunday.
Were you at some of those?
I was at 66. The Friday night game was the last one I saw. I saw 66.
I mean, the Cardinals weren't in a pennant race that year, you guys. The Cubs were. And that's why Sammy Sosa, I don't know if that bugged him or not, but Sammy Sosa won the 1998 NL MVP. It was not Mark McGwire. It's weird how, like, for example, when Ted Williams hit 406 in 1941, he didn't win league MVP because the same year Joe DiMaggio had the 56-game hit streak. He won MVP. It's crazy how some of the great baseball seasons ever don't result in an MVP because somebody else had it. But I remember, and the writers on I'll have to ask your dad who he voted for that year. His dad has an MVP vote, but people said, hey, Sammy did it in a pennant race. And Mark McGwire, all the Cardinals lived, ate, slept, and breathed for that month was Mark McGwire. That's all you guys cared about, and rightfully so. That was the most cherished record in sports when we were growing up. Maris, 61 and 61. It was unheard of. I remember the first time I saw the back of like a baseball card and saw Roger Maris had 61 home runs. I almost thought it was a typo as a kid. Like, wait, what? Somebody hit 61 one year? That was untouchable. In the summer of 98 happens where 2 guys broke it in the same year, and we didn't know what was going to come of androstenedione, the supplement era, and the steroid era where dudes were just
getting. You remember the name of the steroid?
I know stuff. Androstenedione. And go dudes were just getting
people like your boy Brett Boone.
Jacking up 40 bombs in a year. And
they show up at the next spring training with
I like the steroid era, and you can punish me for it because I thought it was badass when your second baseman's knocking 20 bombs out a year and 5 guys, 6 guys in your lineup are hitting over 300. The steroid era was bitching, man. I like dudes hitting home runs. Like, I wish we could get that type of baseball was more popular in the steroid era.
When we started this thing,
am I being loud?
When we started this podcast, we were like, there's like 2 people standing behind us, and we've been talking. I can't see behind me. I turned around, there's like 30 people sitting at all these chairs right behind us. And Johnny, you're just
talking about steroids in baseball and androstenedione.
Oh, everyone in this entire place is just like, get these guys off the air. I'm trying to have coffee. I'm trying to have breakfast. And here's
let's get out of here.
I didn't realize how crowded this place was when I turned around.
Appreciate you guys watching.
By the way, though, we need to mention something on Texas State. That's either going to be official today or is official. Real quick, Texas State.
The question is, do you tie one arm behind their back and give them half the revenue money because they need you a hell of a lot more than you need them, and they'll say yes to it? Texas State's not going to say, no, go screw yourselves, Pac-12. We'll just hang out in the Sun Belt for less than $2 million in television revenue every year. If the Pac-12 says, we're going to hook you up, but we're only giving you 5, Sun Belt's still going to take it. I'm sorry, Texas State's still going to take it, but I don't know if you do that or not. It's funny. You'll see it. There's a lot of Texas State people here, oddly enough. I had several Texas State conversations with people last night who were, obviously they're excited about it because they're from that area, but Yeah, we gotta go, dude. You're right. This place is packed, man.
By the way, people are saying Griffey did it without roids.
He did. He just did it with a big butt and
Quietest-
a pretty swing.
Quietest back-to-back 56
Ever. Yeah, back to back.
56 home run seasons.
Most he ever hit. And
now he's back with his baseballism and all this stuff. Like my son has the shirt with the blowing of the bubble gum.
So
and now
cool.
we were looking online yesterday, but now he wants the hat too. I don't know if you have that.
Tust has it.
Yeah.
I have the video game hat or
No,
the
he wants
bubble.
the
Tust
yeah.
has that one.
Yeah.
I have the video game.
But
Ken
my
Griffey
son
Jr.
wasn't even born yet when Griffey Jr. played.
he's
And now
still
now
cool.
he's still got back. With
He's cool. Go to a Mariner game. You still see more Griffey jerseys there than any other player, and that includes like Julio and.
I showed him the Baltimore, where he hit the home run in the Derby off the warehouse. That was famous.
One of the best.
You talk about the steroid era, the home run derby, dude.
Yes,
remember Fenway Park when McGuire was just hitting. He's like, I remember Chris Berman on there. He's like, back. He hit that one to Pawtucket. He's like, what?
He hit that to Pawtucket. Yeah.
Well, Johnny, once again, we're here at the 65th NSMA Awards, the national convention, having fun. I know we kind of hit on a number of random topics today, but having fun. And again, John Mallory being honored tonight, his first Idaho Sportscaster of the Year award. Pretty cool, Johnny. And like I said, I know you're downplaying it, whatever. Bob Beeler has won it a number of times, so it's been tough competition, certainly. But I think you've been more than deserving a number of times here. I'm happy that you finally. I voted for you. I can say that.
Thank you, BJ.
And I feel bad saying that with Bob watching or listening, but I
sure
voted
you
for
voted
Bob
for
several
Bob
years that he won. It was
times.
we need to get Johnny up there. Let's get this thing done. But really cool and excited, happy for you, man. And get to come back to Boise with a little heavier luggage.
They give you a trophy for these things?
It's a nice little plaque this year, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah, it's a nice
Look forward to it.
Yeah, I've seen your office, man. You've got a ton of awards, a ton of things. Hopefully there's a spot somewhere on the shelf for this plaque here for this one. But
there is
the Idaho Sportswriter of the Year. I'm happy to win that myself. But the Idaho Sportscaster of the Year, Johnny Ballgame. So a clean sweep on the awards this year for the KTIK BNN team, and excited to be all the way out here. And we weren't even going to do this. I said, Johnny, let's just take the day off. And Johnny's like, no, let's jump on and have some fun. And we did that. So we appreciate all you guys for kind of a random show talking about a lot of stuff today, but having fun here in the lot. We're having fun. I don't know if the people behind us are having any fun, but we'll get off. One more quick reminder, 75% off 247 Sports. BNN is taking over 247 Sports coverage at 247 Sports. So I don't know when they're going to get rid of the 75% off. It could be any time. So please help us out. $26, I think, is what it comes down to when you do the 75% off. $26 gets you a full year. And right now you can just go to broncocountry.com. That's the current link, broncocountry.com, and then it'll transfer to bronconationnews.com on Wednesday. But if you go sign up at Bronco Country, that'll be our coverage moving forward for a full year. 75% off today if you take advantage of that deal. And as I said earlier, there was some confusion on the Paramount Plus subscription. You do have to be a full paying subscriber to get that deal right now. So if you want to do that, it's just $9.99 a month, I believe, for the monthly rate, $9.99, and that gets you our coverage and the Paramount Plus subscription. Or you can pay the $120, I believe it is, for the full year, and you do have access to that. But if you want this $26 deal, you have to wait till it renews at the full price next year to take advantage of the Paramount Plus deal. But $26, $2 a month, $2.50 a month, I think it is. Help us out, subscribe, get all kinds of great Boise State content. I know your boy Chris Van Sickle's already working on a couple recruiting stories, Johnny, for
CVS
to post on Wednesday. He caught up with Favors.
Did you hire CVS?
He is on board now. He is on the
CVS is on Team BNN.
Yeah, Chris Van Sickle is going to cover recruiting for us and help us out. So excited for that. Sign up today again, 75% off. BroncoCountry.com is where you can do that. But help us out if you like this show and the banter there. You can help subscribe and allow us to continue to do daily shows like this and things like that moving forward here. So appreciate all you guys for your support. It's been a fun day, fun time here in North Carolina. Johnny and I are going to get our suits on for the big dinner tonight and we'll have some photos, I'm sure. But thankfully, no speeches, Johnny. They shoo us across pretty quick at these things.
It's about Mike Tirico, man.
Yeah, they want to hear from Mike Tirico and Ian Eagle and all the national folks. They don't want to hear. They even changed it this year, Johnny, to make it more obvious that they don't really care about us. They're getting our stuff out of the way before dinner. So let's get the state winners. Let's get the.
And I think Idaho probably goes first.
Are we? A is probably near the. Yeah, yeah, we are probably first. So we get across the stage.
It's funny, man. People don't even know. Like, a lot of people they don't even like I am validation that Idaho exists. Like, people are like, Idaho? Like,
Idaho. We might be the furthest away to come to this thing this year.
I mean,
I don't know if
I saw California people.
Oh, they're here. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I people are like Idaho. I'm like, yes. Anyway, but it's very far away.
Yeah, we got to be close to winning the award for furthest traveled. So going to be fun tonight. Looking forward to the event, the dinner. Thanks to the Grandover Resort and Spa for letting us crash the cafe here for breakfast. And we're gonna let these guys enjoy the rest of their. There's literally like 40 people back there. Just
get out of here, man.
We're having fun, man. We don't need to hurry out of here. Why not? But all right, we apologize to the people behind us. I didn't realize how crowded it had gotten while we were on the air talking. But fun times, Johnny. Thanks for doing this, man. Congrats. Looking forward to tonight. And wherever Patsy is, appreciate the Diet Coke. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Go subscribe, BroncoCountry.com, 247 Sports. Wednesday morning, when you wake up on Wednesday, it'll be BNN. And excited to get that partnership going. And subscribe today while you get that discount. And we'll talk to you guys later. Having fun here. Again, the awards dinner is tonight. The NSMA Awards dinner. Having fun. And appreciate all you guys. And we'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live. Here from North Carolina at the NSMA Awards and National Convention at BroncoNationNews.com.
Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, RowPaint.com. Our major sponsors, Idaho Central Credit Union, Taco Bell, Lithia Ford, the Blue and Orange Store, Jackson's, and our contributing sponsors, Signature Roofing, Western Collective, Snake River Pool and Spa, Transportation Compliance Service, Boucher Real Estate, Ridley's Family Markets, Circa Las Vegas, Lean Feast, and Timberstone Golf Course.